Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are going to be doing something a little bit different.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to get
Different good or different bad?
hopefully different good.
Okay.
I like to think most of our episodes are different good.
Yeah, well.
So we're going to be taking a deep dive into Microsoft Excel, which is a tool that I think can be incredibly useful for CBOs.
Huge.
And we will be using as our guide a training document that was created by the Southern Africa Litigation Centre, or SALC as it's known.
That's right.
For capacity building.
It's a great resource.
Yeah, and I thought it was, really well put together and easy to understand, and we will be taking a deep dive into that document to help all of you out there.
Yeah, it's a great way to kind of demystify Excel, because I know a lot of people, especially in the nonprofit world, they might be intimidated by spreadsheets or think it's like, that's something for the finance department.
Yeah.
But really, it's a tool that can be used by anyone to make their work easier.
Absolutely. And honestly, Excel can make a huge difference for CBOs in all sorts of ways, from managing your budgets to tracking donations to analyzing the impact of your programs and even just like reporting to funders.
Right, because funders love to see data.
Oh, they love.
And if you can present it in a clear and concise way using Excel, that just makes you look so much more professional and credible.
For sure. For sure. So let's dive into the basics and for people who are maybe totally new to Excel.
Okay.
What is this program all about?
So when you open up Excel, you see what's called a spreadsheet.
Right.
And it's basically just a grid. It's like a giant checkerboard with all these little boxes, and each box is called a cell.
Okay.
And the cells are organized into columns that go vertically and rows that go horizontally.
Gotcha.
And you can think of it kind of like a super-powered notebook.
Okay.
Where you can organize information and data in a really structured way.
Okay, so like if I was tracking donations to my CBO, each row could be like a different donor. And then the columns could be, like the date of the donation, the amount, and maybe like their contact info or something.
Exactly, and you can customize it however you want.
Right.
So you can add as many columns as you need to track all the information that's important to you.
Okay, so it's all about like arranging the information in a way that makes sense.
Right. And that's really the key to using Excel effectively, is being organized and thinking about how you want to structure your data.
So beyond just like storing data, what can you do with this program?
Well, that's where the real power of Excel comes in, because you can do calculations, you can analyze trends, you can even create charts and graphs to visualize your data.
Okay, now you're talking.
It's pretty amazing what you can do with this program.
So to make all that magic happen, we need to talk about formulas.
Yes.
So what are they and why should we bother using them?
So formulas are basically the engine of Excel.
Okay.
They let you perform calculations on your data automatically.
So like instead of pulling out my calculator and doing the math by hand,
right. Okay.
Excel can just do it for me.
Yeah, it's like having a super-powered calculator built right into your spreadsheet.
So I can see how that could save a lot of time and effort.
Oh, tons of time.
Especially if you're working with like a lot of numbers.
Exactly, especially if you're dealing with budgets or, tracking expenses. Formulas are your best friend.
Okay, so I'm sold on the idea of formulas, but how do you actually write one?
Okay, so every formula in Excel starts with an equal sign.
Okay, an equal sign.
That tells Excel, hey, this is a formula. I'm going to do a calculation.
Okay.
And then you use basic math symbols like plus for addition, minus for subtraction.
Okay.
Asterisk for multiplication, and / for division.
Okay.
So, for example, if you want to add up the values in two cells, let's say cell A1 and cell A2.
Okay.
You would type equals A1 plus A2 in another cell, and Excel would automatically calculate the sum for you.
So it's like giving Excel instructions on what to do with the data.
Exactly. It's like you're speaking the language of Excel.
And Excel's like, okay, I gotcha. I know what to do.
Yeah.
I can do that for you.
It's all about giving clear instructions.
Cool. And I know that Excel has a lot of built-in features that can make things even easier.
Oh, absolutely. So
there are so many shortcuts and tricks.
Yeah, is there anything that you would recommend for someone who is just starting out with formulas?
Oh, for sure. One of my favorite tips is to use the fill handle.
The fill handle?
Yeah, so let's say you have a formula in one cell and you want to copy it down to a bunch of other cells.
Okay.
You don't have to retype the formula every time.
Okay.
You could just grab the little square in the bottom right corner of the cell, that's the fill handle, and drag it down. And Excel will automatically copy the formula and adjust the cell references as it goes.
That's pretty cool. So you don't have to manually update the formula for each cell?
Exactly. It saves so much time. Awesome. All right, so we have our data organized. We're using formulas to do all these cool calculations. What's next in our Excel journey?
Well, next we're going to talk about formatting.
Okay, formatting.
Yeah.
So that's all about like making things look pretty.
Right. Well, it's more than just making things look pretty. It's about making your data easier to read and understand.
Okay.
And highlighting the information that's most important.
So it's about like clarity and presentation.
Exactly, because if you're sharing your spreadsheets with other people,
right,
you want them to be able to look at it and quickly understand what's going on.
Yeah, nobody wants to look at a spreadsheet that's just like a wall of numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So formatting can really help with that.
Okay, so what are some of the ways that we can format our data in Excel?
Oh, there are tons of options. You can format numbers as currency percentages, dates. You can adjust text alignment, font sizes. You can even add colors to specific cells or rows to make them stand out.
So we can really customize it to make it look however we want.
Absolutely. And it's really easy to do.
So I could have like, all of my expenses be in red and then all of my income be in green.
You could do that.
Okay, cool. You could also use conditional formatting, which is a really powerful feature.
Conditional formatting. What is that?
So conditional formatting lets you automatically format cells based on specific criteria.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, for example, you could have expenses that exceed your budget automatically turn red, giving you a visual warning.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a great way to quickly identify potential problems or areas that need attention.
Okay, so it's like Excel is becoming our personal assistant.
Right. It's like having a little helper that's constantly analyzing your data and flagging anything that looks out of place.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
So we have learned so much about Excel today, but I know that we have only scratched the surface.
Yeah, we've just laid the foundation.
Right, there's so much more to explore.
Oh, absolutely.
But this is a great starting point for anyone who wants to start using Excel to, make their work easier and more effective. Right. And once you get comfortable with these basic tools, you can start to dive into some of the more advanced features like functions and charts.
Yes, and we will be talking about all of that in our next episode.
Stay tuned.
So make sure to subscribe to the deep dives so you don't miss it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.